Hello and welcome back to Residual Royalty Academy. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, then make sure you do that as soon as you can. Ideally now, we need to get to 3,000 subscribers as fast as possible, and that way we can share the message of passive income and financial freedom and online income with absolutely everybody. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be answering the question, should you be using the free Amazon ISBNs that they provide with you, or should you buy your own? So every time you publish a low content, a high content, or whatever content book you want on Amazon KDP, you get prompted with this question. So you can use a free KDP ISBN just by clicking there, or you can use your own and add your own imprint of your publishing company or publishing name, whatever that might be when you choose that. So to get to the answer, it generally depends on what type of book you're publishing. So if you're making low and no content books, where there's not a guarantee that they'll even sell once. So my low and no content books, I think I worked it out in a previous video, and only around 40% of my books have ever actually sold even once. You know, some of them have sold hundreds of times, but some of them have never sold even once. So to spend money and use up ISBNs on most of my low and no content books would have been a complete waste of money. So the answer for this one is 95% of the time, if that's what you're publishing, then just use the free ones provided by KDP. So just go on there and just press that, and that will be absolutely fine. And that's all you need to do. But if you're publishing something else, so you're publishing high content books, for example, the 30,000 word books that I've been publishing recently, I prefer to use my own ISBNs. And that's just because I don't have, 100% trust in Amazon, and I'm not really sure on the rules of whether if I was to use an Amazon ISBN and I wanted to go to a bookstore, I wanted to do a book deal, then would that maybe affect my chances of getting that if I go to them and say, oh, well, I've used Amazon's ISBN? I think they would probably prefer if I had my own ISBNs. So I also do this when I publish low content books that I've put a lot of time or a lot of effort into. Because the ISBNs don't really cost that much when you buy them in bulk, I just think it's okay to use my own ISBNs, and it just gives you a bit more peace of mind that you completely own everything to do with the book. And if the worst was to happen and maybe KDP closed down, you're always going to have that book, and that's your asset always because you've used your own ISBN. But as I say, if you're just making low and no content books, journals, puzzle books, coloring books, 95% of the time, just use the Amazon free ISBN. It's only when you're investing a lot of time or a lot of money into a book that I would think about using one of your own ISBNs that you're buying. So you can read some more about the ISBN rules down here. This is the one that really struck me. So the thing is, when you publish a book with an ISBN, you can't change your ISBN down the line. So that's just why sometimes I like to use my own ISBNs. So if that's you and you do want to use your own ISBNs, then there's a few points I just want to make. At the end of the video, we'll get onto the cost of these ISBNs. So you must buy them from the correct agency based on where you live. For example, if you're in the USA, you want to use Bowker, as it says down here. That's referring to those people in the USA. For example, if you're in the UK like me, then you need to use Nielsen, which is what I bought my ISBNs from. So you need to use a different ISBN agency depending on where you live. The second point is that you want to buy in bulk to save money. So you can see if I go into the Nielsen ISBN store, if you buy one, it's going to cost you £90, which is a lot. But if you buy 1,000, it's going to be £949. So you divide that by 1,000, that comes to, around £1 per ISBN, which is absolutely phenomenal. Now, personally, this is the one I bought. So I bought 100 ISBNs for £369, which comes to a cost of £3.69 per ISBN. So it's pretty reasonable when you buy them in bulk. So as I say, I would never just do this one and buy one single ISBN, and they're really easy to buy. You just literally purchase them, add some details, and you get sent ISBNs straight to your email address. So let's now look at the last point here. Make sure you check for other rules. So for example, in the UK, when you publish a book with your own ISBN, you have to, by law, otherwise you can get fined, send a physical copy of each book that you publish, maybe an author copy or a real copy from Amazon, whichever you prefer, to the British Library. Now, I'm not really sure why you have to send it to the British Library. Maybe it's just for their records or so they can check that, the books fit and proper, but it's just a rule. I'm not sure why. So if you are publishing in the UK with your own ISBNs, then make sure not to forget that. Otherwise, you can face some fines. And as I say, the cost just depends on how many you buy at a time. So that's all for this video. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, comment if it was useful, and I'll see you in the next one.
They wanna count me out before I'm even up.